Good morning everybody from Frankfurt Airport. My name is Hugo and today I'm going to be taking a flight aboard one of Lufthansa's A321neos from here in Frankfurt to Lisbon in Portugal, in economy class as well. I just arrived after taking a flight aboard one of their A340-600s. If it's not already out on my channel then stay tuned for that one, so cool. But now I've got to go through immigration so that I can get over to the Schengen area and catch this flight to Lisbon. So without further ado, let's see what Lufthansa's intra-European business class is like in 2025, and on their newest narrow-body aircraft I believe too. Once we got there, transit security was quick, but there was a little bit of a walk since we got a gate fairly far away. Now after going through transit security, we're airside in the non-Schengen area. But our flight departs from the Schengen area, so we need to clear immigration to get there. And that was easier said than done. The line to get to the A section is huge. There's so many people double checking with staff just because they can't believe it. Apparently immigration here is often quite busy, but today there was also some computer technical issues. In total, to clear security and immigration, it took almost an hour to get to the Schengen area. If I remember correctly, I think the line got longer as well. Lufthansa's narrow-body fleet consists of a range of A320 family aircraft, with 35 A319-100s, 76 A320s with 46 of the -200 and 30 of the neo, and they currently have 71 A321 family aircraft, with 17 of the pretty rare A321-100, as well as 37 A321-200s and 17 A321neos, with more of the latter on order. One of the A321neos will be my ride to Lisbon. More specifically, Delta Alpha India Echo Foxtrot, which is a 2020 built Airbus A321-271NX which was built in Hamburg and was delivered new to Lufthansa at the end of 2020 and entered into service in January of 2021. This aircraft is powered by the troubled Pratt & Whitney engines, so it has temporarily been out of service a couple of times. It's a full flight apparently. I think boarding started about on time and was done by groups. Welcome on board one of Lufthansa's A321neos, featuring 215 German Ascenza seats in a 3-3 layout. At the front of the cabin you'll find business class, which is Euro business class, so the middle seat's blocked and it's also sized dynamically based on demand. And then the rest of the plane's economy class. It's worth noting that roughly 2/3 of the way down the cabin, there is a lavatory, so there's a total of 3 economy lavatories. Qantas. First impressions, the cabin doesn't look fancy, but it does look modern. My seat for the 3-hour ride to Lisbon will be 30A. Now let's take a quick look at the seat features. I believe legroom varies depending on the part of the plane. I think here it's about 29 inches, which is probably the average for this aircraft. The legroom feels just fine for a 3-hour flight. The width is decent too. There's also a standard seat back pocket for your personal items. Underneath the seats in front there's USB-A ports, 4 for each 3 seats. I think maybe on the newer aircraft there's also USB-C. There's a tray table which you can adjust back and forth but you can't fold it, and it's on the smaller side. And just up here there's a literature compartment. Once at the seat I did notice that it's comfier than the old A320ceo seats. It's still not super comfy, but it's more standard rather than a park bench seat. There are coat hooks on the sides of the seat. There's actually no recline, but instead I believe the seats are pre-reclined, like they're in a fixed recline position. There's also no adjustable headrest.
Und im Namen meines Kollegen im Cockpit, Herr Pieper. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andreas Schmidt and I'm the captain of your flight to Lisbon. I'd like to welcome you also on behalf of the cabin crew and on behalf of my colleague on the flight deck, Mr. Pieper. We're almost ready, guests are all on board, doors are closed here, there's some more loading in progress. When that is finished in a couple of minutes, we're going to leave this position. We taxi out to the westerly runway and depart to the south and then direct a right turn to Paris. Flight time is about 3 hours today.
Ladies and gentlemen, also on behalf of the cabin crew, we would like to take this opportunity to welcome you this Lufthansa A321neo flight to Lisbon. Flight time will be approximately 3 hours. Die Tische zurück und öffnen Sie die Sonnenblenden. And your window shade raised. You are required by law to observe all signs and to follow all instructions given by the crew. Thank you for your attention.
Anlassen dürfen ist mehr Verkehr als erwartet wurde auf der Strecke. Captain from the flight deck with a shown information. We've just learned from the tower that we have to wait another about 10 minutes here at the position until we are allowed to start up our engines. Thank you very much.
It's now time for pushback, about 20 minutes behind schedule. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and you'd like to see more like it, please consider liking and subscribing. It would help me and the channel out so much and would be very much appreciated. Also, if you have any constructive feedback or just a general comment, feel free to leave it below. If you don't want to do any of that though, that's completely okay.
Cabin crew, prepare for departure.
It's now time for takeoff on runway 18. Now that we're in the air, let's take a look at the onboard delights menu, which is a buy onboard menu. Other than chocolates, Lufthansa doesn't offer complimentary food on its intra-European flights, which it'd be nice if they did, but it's a fairly common practice not to in Europe. The buy onboard selection is good and the prices are not bad. Instead of buying a bunch on board, I ate some of the food I got from the bakery. Now the seatbelt sign's just gone off and so the crew are handing out bottles of water. nice of the captain to tell us when we're passing Paris.
Gentlemen, as promised from the flight is more information. On the left hand side you have rising over Paris. You have an altitude of 33,000 feet.
I've decided to get a pretzel from the buy on board menu. From memory I was deciding between that and a cinnamon scroll type thing, but they were out of the latter. The pretzel's tasty, it has a great flavour and it's not too tough considering it's on a plane as well. Now about an hour or so before landing, the crew have come around and offered chocolates, which are delicious. Let's take a quick look at the lavatory, which is right near my seat. Since this was around when we started descent, it wasn't particularly clean, but it is almost the end of the flight. It was pretty narrow, this lavatory. There was no additional amenities.
To the airport of Lisbon. Please make sure that your hand luggage is safely stowed away and does not block an out an emergency exit. Please fasten your seatbelts right now and fold them tight.
Now as we descend into Lisbon, please allow me to conclude this flight with Lufthansa. Transiting Frankfurt wasn't difficult, but it took a long time, so not great. But we made it. We got our baggage checked through to Lisbon and boarding passes as well. And unlike last time I booked with Lufthansa, my baggage made it to the other end. It did take ages to get on the carousel though, but I don't know if that was a Lufthansa thing. Boarding was good I guess, since it was done by groups and started on time. Once on board, the seat isn't anything luxurious, but it's better than the other Lufthansa A320 seats, so I'll take it, and with me being only 5'5" or so, it's been fine for this 3-hour flight. And it's nice to have in-seat power. I think there actually was USB-C, but I didn't notice that. Flynet to Lufthansa's Wi-Fi and I think streaming entertainment as well system doesn't seem to be working on this flight, but when it does I imagine you get free messaging as well as streaming entertainment. The in-flight service is okay. Within Europe you often don't get much, so it's acceptable, but the in-flight service isn't something to book Lufthansa for. Buy on board selection is good though, and the pretzel was nice. The cabin crew have been very friendly. The cabin temperature has been pretty good I think. A couple of additional notes actually. I think the delay in Frankfurt was ATC, not specifically because of Lufthansa, and these seats aren't very tall. So overall it's been a decent flight with Lufthansa. Nothing great, but nothing bad other than transit security. So for the right price, I would fly with Lufthansa within Europe again, but I wouldn't pay extra to do so really. We'll soon pull into the gate about 24 minutes behind schedule, but for now please enjoy the rest of the approach and landing on Lisbon Humberto Delgado International Airport's runway 02.
Seien Sie recht herzlich willkommen hier am Flughafen von Lissabon. Bitte bleiben Sie noch so lange angeschnallt sitzen, bis auch das Flugzeug die endgültige Parkposition erreicht hat und somit die Anschlagzeichen über ihn ausgeschaltet worden sind. Kapitän Schmitz und die Besatzung wollen sich an dieser Stelle von Ihnen verabschieden. Alles Gute und auf Wiedersehen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the airport of Lisbon. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft has reached its final parking position and the fasten seatbelt signs above you have been switched off. Captain Schmitz and the entire crew would like to take this opportunity to say thank you for choosing Lufthansa A321neo today. We hope you enjoyed this flight with us. Wish you also a pleasant stay or a safe onward journey. Have a good time, take care and goodbye.
I'd like to take this time now to thank you all so much for watching this video. I'd also like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do without them, so thank you so much to them.
Cabin crew, all doors in park.
Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you on my next one next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time. Thank you.